Good morning, everyone. I'm Tony, and welcome back. This is another one of my keto series videos, and this is actually the update for the month of August. Today is September 2nd. It is like 5 in the morning. I get up really early because of work, and I'm actually the most productive then, so I figured why not film this video? Let's get it up, edit it, get it going. I'm drinking my coffee, and I realized I cannot show you this mug. I bought this mug months ago. Actually, I think at the beginning of this past year. And it has a phrase on it that is not very kid-friendly. I was not very happy with work, and it conveyed that message. And I love that mug. It's my weekend mug. But I changed to this one, the one that says this coffee is making me awesome. I believe I bought this one at Target, but I love coffee mugs. So let's have some cafecito, and I will update you guys with how I did keto-wise for the month of August. Keto. So I'm going to put in the card somewhere up here my video, and I'm also going to link it at the end of the video and down in the description box my last video where I talked about the update for the month of July. My goal at the end of last month was to be 177-ish, because I was 183 at the end of the month. So, did I hit my goal? No. Am I sad and disappointed and just so distraught that I can't go on? No, I'm not actually. And let me tell you guys why. And this is the perfect thing about keto to really drive home this point, is that you do everything that you're supposed to do, and in exchange you lose weight, and the scale shows that, and you're happy and life goes on. And that's not the way it goes. In the beginning, for the most part, it does that, especially if you're really overweight. Remember, I started at 250 pounds, so I was really overweight. I was obese. Any of you guys ever play the Wii Fit and play those games? I think it's actually the Wii Fit game where you get on the scale to weigh yourself, and that voice goes, "Ooh, you're obese," or something like that. It's been ages since I've gone on it. And I'm like, I don't know who decided to do this at Nintendo, but that is just so wrong. That is not at all motivating. You know, something like, "Oh, you weigh so-and-so. Let's work on that." That would have been a heck of a lot better than, and it does. It makes that, "Ooh, you're obese." Anyway, my little rant on Nintendo Wii Fit. But, so yeah, you know, I was big, I was obese, I was overweight. And so in the beginning, when you're doing keto, you lose a lot of weight fast. It is not uncommon to lose like 20 pounds in a month. And so you lose all this weight, and then you get to a point where it's harder to lose weight because you're smaller. Come on, at this point, I can't be losing 20 pounds a month. That would be great for the first month, but that would be way too much weight. That'd be way too much weight. So at this point, it slowed down, and different things start to happen. And one thing I realized is that my body is starting to shape up a lot better. One of the problems with losing so much weight so fast is you get loose skin. And I was actually talking with a coworker about this. You get loose skin. And yeah, it's kind of scary. And I'm going to do a whole video on the whole loose skin thing, and hopefully have that up some point this month. So be on the lookout for that. You can hit the little notification bell, and it'll let you know whenever I post videos, so that way you can see when it's up. But anyway, let's go on. So, loose skin. So I would look at myself in the mirror, and I would just be like, wow, like in my thighs, in my stomach, in my arms, I just had this loose skin. And I had to get past that mental block, because I was like, you know what, I would rather have loose skin than to be overweight like that. Plus, you know, with clothes hold you in. It hides a lot of your faults. So that was good. So that started, okay, I started keto last year, 2017. And I want to say around, probably about this time last year, September, I started noticing the loose skin. And that's when I was like, ooh, okay. But yeah, I had to figure out, I wear clothes I wear clothes all the time. And so people really can't see that. I know it's there, but people usually can't see that. So, but what I've noticed is that in these past few months, it's been tightening up. What you have to remember is when you lose all that weight really fast, you're going to have loose skin. It takes time for your skin to rebound, to tighten up and firm and all that sort of stuff. So my body is actually going through that change. So like my legs look better, my arms look better, my stomach is looking better. So that is good. And especially this past month, I've really noticed that. So that's put me in a really good place. Now, as far as did I cheat, did I fall off the wagon, everything like that? Once I did really bad. I'm a pretty strong person. I can deal with pretty much anything, but I have one weakness in life. And anytime I have to deal with that, I stress eat. I'm a stress eater. Even after this whole thing with keto, I am still a stress eater. And I've got to get to the point where I'm like, okay, if I'm going to stress eat, why are you growling? I realize if I'm going to stress eat, I have to, if I'm going to stress eat, at least eat my keto things or things I can eat that won't really push me over the edge. But when something happened with this person, I stress ate and I had a pizza. I went to Little Caesars and I bought myself a pizza and I ate 6 slices of that thing. And it was good. It was good. I'm not going to lie about that. But I'm sitting there and I'm all by myself because for once everybody's gone and I'm the only one there. So I didn't have anybody there to say, what are you doing? Because if somebody was in the house, I would not have done that. Because witnesses. You don't want witnesses. So I went and I'm eating this 6 slice of pizza and I finally catch myself and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You're trying to do so much better. Don't do this. You know what's going to happen? You're going to get really sick. When I have so much carbs like that, especially in that dough form, I have the side effect where I feel like I'm drunk because it ferments in my stomach, creates alcohol. It's just a big old thing. And I knew I would be sick. And usually when I do something like that, I'll be sick for like the next few days. At one point I ate a pizza one time. I was sick for the entire week afterwards. And I'm like, can you really afford to be sick like that? No, you can't. So I took the 2 pieces that were left in the box and I went outside and I threw them away. And I'm giving myself a pep talk the whole way to the trash can going, you need to do this. You're going to throw this away and you're going to tell yourself we're going to start over and you are not going to mess up. And that's what I did. I threw it in the trash because I knew I wouldn't go into the trash to get it. And my husband came home and I confessed what I did and I cried because I let myself down, and no excuses for it. No excuses. I did it. I did that. And it's things like that that got me to the point where I weighed 250 pounds. I did that. I put it in my mouth. I let those feelings get the best of me and I had those feelings lead me to a place where I made a really bad decision. So the next morning I woke up and I'm like, we're doing this. We're going to start over. And we're going to do our best. And I've been doing really good. I actually got a little worried though. And that was kind of, I want to say maybe at the end of week 1, beginning of week 2 for the month. And I've been doing really well. But I noticed a little difference is that after that, I knew I was going to gain weight. I knew that. But I gained weight. Remember, I was 183. I gained weight. I actually got on the scale and hit 189. Now, that's a lot of weight. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't making sense because I expected a little bit of weight gain. And this was like, maybe a week after that. And so by then, you've kind of lost the weight that you gained and you're back on track, but I was still gaining weight. And like I said, I hit 189 and I didn't understand it. And I was doing everything right. I was just going over my head going, what am I doing? What am I doing? I was active. I was eating right. It was in a good place mentally. I couldn't figure it out. And so I went clothes shopping because I needed some clothes for work. My last job, I was always leaning up against this table and where your button is on your pants, it would rub against the table and would create holes in my shirt. And I realized I gotta get rid of all these holey shirts. So I'm like, I need new shirts. So I went to work, and I was shopping for clothing. I work at a retail store, and so I was shopping for clothes. And so I took a whole bunch of shirts in. And when I go shopping for shirts, it's really weird. It depends on the fabric, the cut, and that sort of stuff. I can fit in like larges, extra larges, and sometimes if they're really form-fitting, because I do not like form-fitting clothes, I'll look at some 2Xs. But what I'm realizing is I can't really get the 2Xs because they're not form-fitting. They fit decent, but the armholes are really big, and I hate that when you lift your arms and you can see your bra. I hate that. So for the most part, right now I'm wearing large and extra large. Every now and then, if it's a really big cut, last night I was trying on some clothing, and I actually fit in a medium, but it was meant to be baggy, and it actually fit really well on me. But anyway, so I have all these shirts. I'm thinking, you know what? Let me pick up some pants. Let's just see. So I picked up some pants in a size 16 because I fit in a 16, 14, but I don't like my pants tight. After all these years of wearing baggy clothes, it's taking time for me to get used to wearing form-fitting clothes. Like the story I just told about the shirt. So pants are the same way. So I don't like clothes that are really tight. Skinny jeans drive me nuts because they fit, but I'm not used to my legs being hugged like that. So I went and I tried on the clothes, and what I noticed was that the 16s were too loose. Definitely too loose. And I've noticed that about my pants. They have been too loose. So I was like, well, okay, let's go try on 14s. And the 14s actually fit. One of the 14s was actually loose, and I'm thinking I could actually go down a size. And like I said, last night I went shopping again, and I took in some 14s and 16s, and the 16s were way too baggy. And the 14s, I'm looking at it going, you know what? If I lost like 5 more pounds, these will be loose. So I'm not buying any pants until I get down into the 170s, because I have a feeling that 12s are in my view. You know, they're right there. They're within grasp. I can do that. So my clothes are fitting a lot better. My body is looking a lot better. It's tightening up. And that's the whole lesson that I want to drive home with keto for this month. And I tell my husband this all the time. Don't look at the scale. The scale is going to tell you things you don't want to know. The scale is going to hurt your feelings. It's going to put you in a bad headspace. I love that word, by the way, headspace. Go buy your clothes. Go buy your clothes. I can tell the difference in my clothes. I can see more of my collarbones. And the reason why I look down is because I'm looking in the camera. I can see my collarbones. I've noticed my chin. When I rest my chin in my hand like this all the time. I can feel the bones so much better. I have neck and spine issues, so I'm always massaging my neck and spine like this. I can really feel the outline of my muscles. I can feel the bones. It's just like, it's so weird to feel that. And this past month has just been so much discovery in that aspect. You know what bone I can feel that? And I know that sounded weird. Okay, the bone that I can really feel is the bone in my butt. I can really feel that. I've gotten to the point where I can't sit for long periods of time because it hurts. I was like, I remember that. I remember when I was skinnier, I remember that. I couldn't sit a lot because that bone would hurt. So, yes, I gained weight. When I weighed myself, I was 185. So I went from 183 to 189, and then I'm back down to 185. So I'm 2 pounds from my original goal. Well, not my goal, but my starting weight. But when you think, okay, well, I went from 183 to 189, down to 185, that's a lot of weight fluctuation. So no, I did not hit my goal. But I'm okay with that, because I know I look better at the end of this month than I did at the end of last month. And that's good. That's progress. I will take that. So I was really thinking about it, and I was talking to my husband because my husband's doing keto, and I was bouncing things off him, and I decided, you know what I'm going to do is I'm not going to give myself a number. what I'm going to do is, remember, my goal is I really want to hit 150 by the end of the year. I know that's a lot of weight. But can I do it? That's like 30 pounds. Can I do it? I think I can. Or at least get myself pretty close to it. So what I'm going to do is, for the month of September, I want to get into the 170s. And I want to stay in the 170s. So once I get into there, by the end of the month, I want to be in the 170s and not have gone back into the 180s. That's my goal. And then the following month, as long as I hit the 170 goal, I want to then get into the 160s and stay in the 160s. And then the following month, do the same thing, but with the 150. So what I want to do is go down to the next chunk of weight, I guess, and be firmly in it and not go back to the previous. So this next month, I want to get out of the 180s, go into the 170s, and stay in the 170s. I don't care if it's 179. I don't care. But as long as I stay in the 180s. And I think I'm going to do it that way. I have 4 months before the end of the year where I would like to hit my 150 goal. And what we're going to do is we're going to say 150s. I don't care if I'm 159, 150 exactly. I would like to hit 150 because then that would be 100 pounds lost on this whole keto journey. But as long as getting 150s, I would be really, really good with that. So that's how we're going to do this. I figure it's going to put less stress on me. It's going to give me a goal to work for. And I just need to remember, if I'm going to stress eat, because I'm a stress eater, you don't get over things like that. People who binge, people who stress eat, you don't get over that. You try and work with it. You try to get better. And for the most part, I am. But I have to remember that if I get driven to that point, there are foods I can eat that's not going to throw me out of ketosis and things like that. And I will end this video by saying that these past few days, like I said, I have this one weakness, and I had an incident that happened this past week, and it devastated me. But it kind of, in a way, helped because it changed my thinking. In that I realized, you know what, Toni? You need to be in a good health space for this. You need to be better for this. You need to be better because you need to be there for this person. And that helped. That actually helped a lot. And it kept me from making bad decisions. If anything, it drove me to making good decisions to make sure I stayed on track. So that is my goal. This is the end of my video. I'm going to go. It is my day off, my one day off this week, and I'm going to go play Warcraft and drink my coffee with my little puppies here. This is Shelly. I got Shelly, I got Honey, and I got Amelia over there, my little gang of 3. But if you want, I'm going to link my keto series here, my channel here. Check them out. Give me some feedback, and if there's any topics you want me to address in the next one, I'll address them. And be on the lookout for that loose skin video. And you guys have a good day, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.